I'd like to call the insurance meeting to order, please. We had a bill that was double referred and it did not make it out of appropriations, so we've cut your workload by half. But the bill before you, I would ask you to please read that letter from the insurance commissioner. In light of the fact that the House is putting reverse repealers on just about all of our bills, I'm doing the best I can to keep these bills moving to where we won't have a disastrous conference weekend where we're having to deal with every bill over again because they're all going to conference. So this is our wind pool bill that we met on. If we pass this today, which I'm hoping you'll do, we'll have two bills that are still alive, two opportunities for the House to agree to legislation to take care of this non-admitted policy fee. As you recall, there's a 3% non-admitted policy fee on surplus lines insurance. Commissioner Cheney, as you can see from the letter, has given us a great stamp of approval, and we met with the Lieutenant Governor. Now, this plan would send the first $8 million of the non-admitted policy fee to the wind pool, and any dollars over that, it would go into the general fund. You might recall our bill sent all that money to our state and school employees health insurance fund. The commissioner was not in favor of that. All of this fees are generated from property and casualty insurance. This would send the money to the general fund. It would be available for us to appropriate for health insurance or rural fire trucks or apparatus grants, but it's just a different diversion. And the letter, as it states, is that the commissioner, that this wind pool was looking at a cost increase on the policies of at least 5%. And Commissioner Cheney has authority to approve policy increases and also the amount of the reinsurance that the fund can buy. And he has stated that he would be willing to and would freeze the amount and not have an increase this year in the fund. Also online, we've also put a 4-year repealer on it. And also on line 66, there were some comments from the board of directors of the wind pool that they did not like to spend more in premium income than comes in from the premiums generated from the policyholders. As you know from our discussions, there's a whole lot more money in this account than just the money that comes to policyholders. Their investment earnings each year. And there's also, at last count, last audited numbers we had, there was $367 million in surplus funds. So that legislation on line 66 makes it clear that it's the legislature's opinion that if the board feels that they deem it necessary to buy additional reinsurance, they're the professionals. We're going to get out of their way, and this gives them authority to use that amount, the reserves or the money coming in from investment earnings, to pay for additional reinsurance. Take all the doubt out of it. We're not micromanaging this, and make sure they know they have the authority to do that. Are there any questions on the bill? Yes, sir, Senator Horn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator, can you tell us above the 8 million on average, how much how many other funds are accumulated that will wind up going into the general fund?
The amount this last year was around 18 million. So it would be about 10 million.
That's the total.
It has not been that much in previous years. What's happening is the premiums have gone up a little bit, and it's from natural increases on inflation for the cost of replacement. As you know, we've had 6-7% inflation this year. So this is really good to prevent an increase in the premiums, because I know mine are probably going to go up because the cost of construction has gone up dramatically this last year.
And
it'd be good for the wind pool.
Commissioner Cheney commits to not doing any sort of increases in this calendar year.
Yes.
As he committed for calendar years in the future.
No, he does have the final say so on approving increases and also on the amount of reinsurance that they buy. So I attended a meeting last week of the reinsurance, the wind pool board, on the discussion of the reinsurance, and they've made a suggestion of what to buy for this year. And this will greatly enhance the cost of the reinsurance and his decision to approve the plan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Senator Hill.
This letter basically says that he only agrees to not approve an increase for this actual windstorm. But there are still some of us who don't have separate wind that have one policy, And we have never seen anything but increases since Katrina. And I'm gonna keep saying this until I get an answer as to why our policies continue to go up, even though we have not had a claim since 2006. And prior to inflation, my policy in the upper six coastal counties, one of the upper six coastal counties has continued to increase. And to the point to where it's almost 4 times what it was prior to Katrina. So something needs to be done. I don't know the answer to it, but I'm just going to state that fact again. And I don't know that putting this in the general fund is the answer either, but I'm one person, but I want an answer as to why our policies keep going up and up and up and up.
Well, thank you. When we last discussed this, I recommended you talk to commissioner or actually the wind pool board would be the best group. to
But
talk to.
mine's not the wind pool. Mine's just a standard policy.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood
No,
you.
mine's just a standard policy. I
Okay.
was not one of the lucky people that wasn't thrown into the wind pool because theirs was more than mine.
Okay.
But mine has just continued to go up, 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 even though I've not had another claim since Katrina.
Okay. Thank you. I understand now. So this will be good for the wind pool because this will freeze the rates for this year. Sir, Senator Lano.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I apologize as an appropriations chairman, but you know how important this issue is to
Yes.
me. I just want to make sure that I understand this correctly. We're proposing to do a strike all on the House bill, and we would put $8 million, we would commit $8 million of the surplus lines fee to the wind pool,
Yes.
and the balance of it would then go to the general fund.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd just like to say, thank you to the Department of Insurance for working on this and for you working on this as well. And this is
Hope we
this is
have
tough.
reached the middle ground. This will give an opportunity for the House to agree with this and send it to the governor where we don't have to keep fighting over it.
Thank you.
Mr. Vice Chairman, you have a motion? No, sir. No, sir. You're not recognized. Motion, do we have a motion that title sufficient do pass, strike all? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Okay, that bill will be reported. Now do you move, we rise and report? Rise and report.